In today's video, we're tackling the infamous Sonic Riders series. We've got two display models to construct, and then at the very end of this video, we're going to be building a working piece of extreme gear in LEGO. Ready, set, let's go! So to start off this video, we're going to build the original Sonic Riders. This is the game that introduced us to the concept of rad rodents racing around the world on hoverboards, or as they're called in-game, extreme gear. This was also the game that introduced us to the group known as the Babylon Rogues, the legendary thieves. But unfortunately, LEGO hasn't made these characters yet, so I had no choice but to buy the bootleg versions. Here we have Jet the Hawk. He's the team leader and claims to be the fastest creature in the universe. Which, by the way, if this speed indicator in the actual Sonic Riders is in miles per hour and he's only going at 200 miles per hour, how does he even think he's faster than Sonic? Next we have Storm the Albatross. And wow, he's gonna need a better body. That's a project for another time, though. Now, I was gonna order Wave the Swallow, but then I found that she doesn't actually exist as a bootleg either. Like, come on! You really gave us 2/3 of the group, but you couldn't give us the final one? Like, come on! Sorry, I had a little rant there. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Jet needs a board. With a few simple parts, I was able to create this board, which captures the shape very well. Seeing as this is Sonic Riders, Sonic, of course, is going to need one too. Now for the actual build, we're going to build Sand Ruins, specifically the part where Sonic's board is sabotaged. It sure would be nice to have a Wave minifigure for this. I put down a super simple tan base, which is meant to represent sand, and added a transparent headlight brick. Next, I repurposed the fireball from the last video, go watch it, and used it as an explosion. Then I added Sonic and Jet. That's part one of this model done. Let's build the staircase with the Chaos Emeralds on top. There isn't much to say about this build. A good portion of it is stacking 2x2 bricks and putting tiles on top. When I did get to the top though, I added some stone torch holders. That's what these are called, right? After that, I added the Chaos Emeralds. Finally, added Amy and Storm as viewers for the chaos unfolding. Now in this scene, Sonic's board has been sabotaged, leaving Jet as the winner. As Jet's prize, he gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds. However, unlike Sonic, he doesn't go super. Instead, he whips out this cube thing and fires a beam of light to reveal the location of the ancient city of Babylon Garden. Unfortunately for him, Dr. Eggman shows up to steal the cube. Luckily, all is resolved in the end, and everybody lives happily ever after. Oh wait, there's a sequel. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, the game that heavily expands on the Babylonian lore, and told us that these guys, yeah, they're actually aliens. Like, come on guys, it's Sonic. There's gonna be some crazy things every now and then. For this build, we'll be making the opening cutscene. But before we do that, I have an announcement. Remember last January when I built Perfect Chaos out of LEGO? Well, I now have instructions for him up on Rebrickable that you can get for the low price of $7. If you're interested in having this monstrosity of a build for yourself, go click the link down in the description to get your instructions. I'll also be trying to upload more instructions there, so keep an eye out for that. You might as well give me a follow while you're over there. But anyway, back to the video. I started with a massive base plate. I then added some pillars and this large beam that represents the roof. To make an off-branching hall, I filled this gap with a black wall. Oh hey, that rhymed. Next, I used a variety of hinge parts to create a sloping wall. Now for the car that we see in the opening cutscene, I had a ton of fun designing it. The version you're seeing right now is actually version 3 or 4. Every time I redesigned it, it got better, and I'm super pleased with how it eventually came together. Anyway, I added it to the model, and now we can create a Mediotech robot. Oh, Mediotech is a security company that's actually owned by Eggman. See? This guy could be a legit businessman. I don't know why you guys hate him so much. Throughout the build process, this build reminded me a ton of Portal. This bot actually has some very similar color schemes, which is making me think I would very much like to explore making Portal again. But anyway, here's the finished model. Now this build I'm extremely happy with. As a display, it works great and really shows the action. But now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's try and build some working extreme gear. We'll be using Sonic's board from Sonic Free Riders as inspiration for the design. Now while I was actually originally conceptualizing this build, Ozbricks, the creator, suggested I make this in the scale of my Lego Shadow Shoe from a while back. That's kind of what I was going to do, but then I had the idea to try to ride it. I made this very strong base that is completely filled in, no empty studs on the inside. Next, I plated up the top. After that, I capped off the ends. Now for a really satisfying step, placing this long yellow piece on the side. Towards the front, I needed to shape this blue around the yellow, so I used some clips and some hinges to give it that look. Then, I placed a long blue part on the side. I repeated the process on the opposite side, and that wraps up this build. Now, how are we gonna make it work? Well, I just had the crazy idea to tape it to a skateboard. Let's try it out, but before we do that, I need to get suited up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here at a park, and I've got the skateboard, the extreme gear, and some tape. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't mean to pull my armor off! Moment of truth, can it hold my weight? I don't think so. The stop bricks are going to be... they're gonna collapse easily. Oh dear. Oh dear, okay. Okay. I wouldn't normally need something to support me while standing up on this, but being here. No way. No way, it's working. It's collapsing, but it's... No, no. Well, I kind of expected that to happen. I think, though, I can do this. We left a trail of carnage. It's just... I mean, wow. Wow, okay. Next time we do a skateboard, I'm making that stronger. That went about just as well as I could have expected. Thank you all for watching this video. My name has been Brick Stoic. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, please join my Discord. Anyway, see you next time.